So VCards have been a really big topic in the VTuber community lately, especially considering obviously the fact that they just released their set 2, obviously the non-first editions, literally yesterday, which is absolutely blown up and they've been killing it. The website was even down for a little bit whenever I actually checked it. I mean, I think you can still go ahead and buy some. Use code Kaza, by the way. Honestly, great products, great stuff. And actually have a box of VCards coming and some binders as well. I've got the Silver Veil and the Shylily one coming, but regardless of my purchases online, obviously, I just wanted to talk about the situation, which was on the Kurosanji subreddit, talking about the V-card binders. Because if you don't know, obviously, a previous kind of event before a lot of the Sinder stuff went down, you know, Sinder was very heavily involved in V-cards, in having her own card, having her own binders, deck boxes, and stuff like that, which obviously people were very excited about. And then obviously, everything happened with the whole Sinder situation, and then things kind of turned into something a little bit more sour. Now, we've already talked about the situation with the Sinder card in set 2. A lot of people being angry at the fact that obviously Sinder was not included, but obviously shylily and also the dev team as well have further stated that shylily is not involved with the picking of this. So a lot of people trying to turn it into shylily's being horrible and not allowing her to be in there. No, it was actually the team behind VCards, the ones that actually do the creating, that decide who actually gets chosen. And obviously due to Sinder just being inactive, which obviously is something that everyone can agree on, Sinder is inactive. No matter what you think about this situation, she is just not there. But I think, you know, at the end of the day, it's a, you know, pretty fair enough decision. You know, if someone's not active, then, you know, just don't then don't add them to the thing until they become active again, because no one can really, advertise it. No one can really do this kind of stuff whenever, they're not about. So I think obviously fair enough decision. But now people are becoming, getting into the predicament of some people are receiving their old VCard stuff around about now. Now, some of them obviously arrived earlier, and obviously the time frame is all a little bit jumbled, but yeah, obviously some people are receiving their binders and their deck boxes to the point where I think it was probably too late for them to cancel the order. It was already being shipped. And obviously this person in the subreddit was asking what to do with them. Now, we know from previous situations with the whole Sinder stuff, some people have been doing some pretty crazy things with Sinder merch, which I think, honestly, in my personal opinion, I wouldn't do. It's very wasteful. And if you really don't want to hold on to it, then I would just give it away to someone, maybe give it to an actual fan of them, or maybe give it away to some kind of charity place where, you know, people don't really care, you know, what's on it. They just care about the fact that they're warm or whatever, like, because there's like hoodies and things like that. But obviously there were some people like burning merch, which I think is just like wasteful. Like, I am under the impression that, you know, it's your stuff, you can do whatever you want. But at the same time, I do think there could be a source for, you know, better and a source for good in terms of this kind of stuff. And the same can be said for the VCard stuff too. So obviously this person was asking, honestly didn't know whether this post belonged in here or something else somewhere else. But when with here due to the subject matter, was one of those people who bought the Q box of those regular edition VCards as they had Doki in it. And I honestly just wanted at least her cards, since Phantom Thief are my Kamiyoshis. Bought this all before Sinder burned her career into the ashes, and honestly just like the design of her stuff more, so we went with her versions. And honestly, yeah, there's some, I know it's a bit of a blurry picture, but the designs are really, really nice. And honestly as well, you know, I'm not even saying like you should even like get rid of this stuff. I'm not saying like, if you genuinely like the design, I think you should keep it. I think Sinder has a really nice design. Obviously all of her models have really nice designs, and you know, the VCard stuff, all of the what do you call it, the gamer subs, like cups, tubs, things like that, all really nice designs. So I wouldn't blame you if you were to keep them. You know, obviously you can still use it as a reminder of her. And I honestly, you know, even if you are like a fan, you know, I don't even care. Like, you know, if you want to keep that, then that's totally fine. But obviously this person doesn't want it. They said, unfortunately, most of us here are more familiar with the crap that's Sinder pulled, and to be polite, I'll just say I don't care much for her these days. With that said, I've never even bothered to try replace the stuff I ordered with non-Sinder stuff. I'm a procrastinator, and frankly, I decided that now I already have it. Oh, okay, so obviously, this guy has just been holding on to it for a while. He doesn't, I said at the start of the video, he just got delivered. No, I think he's been holding on to it and just not really kind of doing anything about it. But he said, I'm just going to keep it, I'm just going to keep it unless I find someone else with a different version who wants to trade me. To be honest, despite my opinions on Sinder herself, the artwork is still pretty damn good. 100% true. They said Nano is good at what she does, and I've already bought the thing. Feels like I may have just, may well just roll with it. rather than fret over what's already happened, which is 100% true. I think at the end of the day, if you like the designs, if you like what's going on in here, and you don't have that much of an issue with obviously the sentimental value of it and, you know, past stuff, I think it's fine to keep it and even use it. You know, I think it's just a nice design. It's something good to have, and at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. They say, guess I'm curious about what anyone else ordered. A set from Sinder. What did you do? Keep it, throw it out, give it away, trade it in for a different set. What did you do? What did you do in this situation? Obviously, someone said sell it to someone who still cares. You can get your money back. They get merch for their Oshi. And they said, yeah, the thing is, I still need to put, I need a place to put cards. I didn't open the cards until now because I needed this to put them into. And honestly, I don't have enough energy to try reselling them right now either. Given both all the tariff nonsense going on right now, as well as my own health issues making things hard to deal with in general. So obviously they don't have a binder or anywhere to place the cards, which is understandable why you'd like keep it. But honestly, if you don't want it, then obviously I'll just buy like a regular binder just off Amazon. They cost like a tenner. I got one the other day actually. It was like just a plain black one. Or you can just keep it and use it. I mean, that's also another choice. But also I think it's very worth kind of pointing out here, VCard stuff is super expensive. I mean, if you want to make a bit of money off this, I mean, now is probably the best time. If you literally go on eBay, look at any of the VCard stuff, including old binders and old deck boxes, which it looks like it hasn't been opened or it hasn't been tampered with. Obviously, you could probably get quite a bit of money for that because they don't exist. Well, I don't know if they don't exist anymore, but they're not being sold currently. You know, obviously, they've moved on to these set 2 binders, which is obviously Shylily and Silverveil. So again, you could probably get quite a bit of money, especially from maybe a Sinder fan that wants it, or just someone else who just collects a lot of VCard stuff, which could be, you know, pretty cool. You said, if you don't want the binders, go to your one of your local hobby and card shops nearby. They're guaranteed to have a good selection of card binders for you. That's how I ended up with about 15 to 20 card binders after all of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card collections I had going on at the end of GX era, to start of the XYZ era. Yeah, again, there's many cheap ones out there which you can grab. Again, it's not super hard. They say, yeah, obviously they're saying find one of our simps to sell it to in the marketplace. Again, I think it's kind of unfair just to say like simps. You know, there's still like fans out there who are pretty, you know, some of them agree, some of them don't agree with what went on. And I think, you know, either way, it doesn't really matter. I think the simp word, it's like, I think that's a bit too harsh. I think, you know, there's obviously just some fans out there still. And also there's just some people who like, you know, nanoless's work or like some of the work on there. Obviously people saying, yeah, you could try, you know, trade them over on r/Sinder. Said, you know, obviously check the VCard Discord or subreddit. It said, I don't think that's worth the material it's made of, just like Sinder, ironically. Okay, I mean, again, I think that at the end of the day, it's one of these things, again, this person's saying to burn it. They're like, don't do that. I think in the case of this VCard product right here, I think the best decision you can make is either keep it because you like it. Again, it's completely dependent on what you really think about this. You can keep it because you like it as a nice design. You don't really care what happened, or maybe even like Sinder or whatever. Obviously, it doesn't seem like that's the case with this guy. Or you could sell it for quite a bit of money over on eBay. I think, honestly, you can make quite a bit from it, but I think destroying it's going to be a waste. And I think it's better off with someone who actually wants to enjoy it and would actually spend the money to get something like this than obviously kind of, you know, throw it out. Because again, we talked about like Mizkif yesterday about his kind of involvement with VCards and how he literally ripped a Camilla card on his stream, and many people were angry about that because again, it's kind of just disrespectful to the overall brand itself. You know, regardless of what you think of any of the content creators, Camilla, Sinder, whatever, you know, I think just defacing any VCard product is obviously very disrespectful to the people who have made it, who have worked so hard in obviously creating the designs, obviously nanoless creating the designs, I'm pretty sure, for the VCards ones, but also at the same time as well, you know, shylily, who is created VCards, is the owner of VCards, and obviously GamerSups as well, who have helped them in the process of creating it. So again, a lot of people would find it pretty disrespectful to kind of destroy it. So at this, I think honestly, the best decision would be to either keep it or just to sell it. And I think that's as simple as that. There's many places that would want to buy something like this and for quite a high price as well. So that is, you know, my opinion on this entire thing. But yeah, I thought I'd just share this with you guys because again, VCards have been very popular lately, and obviously with the whole thing that's gone on with Mizkif and also the whole Sinder card thing, I just thought it was pretty relevant to the discussion, as you know, a lot of people have been talking about it much more. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys would do. You know, what would you do in this situation? In my personal opinion, I don't know. I think I might keep it. I think honestly, the Sinder boxes look really nice, and yeah, I personally couldn't care less of like, you know, the emotional attachment to it. I just think it's a nice design, so I'll probably keep it. But you know, also getting a bit of a quick buck for it also probably wouldn't be too bad either. So again, yeah, let me know down in the comments. Also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Use my code Kaza, get yourself some VCards, get yourself some gamer subs as well. Again, you get 10% off if you guys like any of these designs. And yeah, that's about all I got. I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.